Let's watch the Adam Mockler, Gavin Newsom suing Fox News video because this is interesting.
All right, breaking news. Governor Gavin Newsom has just filed a $787 million defamation lawsuit against Fox.
And isn't that the same amount of money that they had to pay Smartmatic? $787 million? Like, that sounds specific. Like, that sounds like the same exact amount of money that they lost to Smartmatic.
News, which perfectly echoes the amount that Fox News had to pay Dominion voting machines in 2023 after Fox lied
Dominion.
Honestly about them. So it looks like Jesse Waters may be getting Tucker Carlson, if you know what I mean. In the after.
Oh, shit. Oh, dude, that is amazing. How fucking hilarious would it be to have Tucker Carlson get his shit fucked up for the Dominion case and then his replacements, budget Tucker Carlson, Jesse Waters, gets his shit fucked up over Gavin Newsom. God, dude, that would be hilarious. God damn,
aftermath of the Dominion case, Tucker Carlson got kicked out of Fox News because of all the lies he told. Now we could be going down the same path. So I want to break down exactly how we got here. And this is the clip on screen right now.
Wait, so in the Dominion case, they try to use the defense that they're entertainment only. I don't remember. Did they add the part about being entertainment after the defamation lawsuit, or was that there before? Because that's going to make probably a big difference in whether or not this is successful. If they put that in after the defamation lawsuit, then it might in some way be a defense for them to use. Whereas if it was there before and it didn't help out in the Dominion case, then it wouldn't help out in this case either.
This clip on screen right now is why Governor Gavin.
That's right. Smartmatic is still going on. I just saw that Mike Pillow, just lost, I think, like a $2 million settlement to somebody over defamation.
Newsom tweeted out this morning, "No more lies. I'm suing Fox News for $787 million.
I guess I could have just read it. It says it right there.
And then Politico launched an article. Gavin Newsom sues Fox for $787 million. The amount is nearly
LB, exactly what LB said. Let's go. Newsom is starting to earn some respect back after that Kirk and Bannon bullshit. LB, you on the same page as me. I'm like, you got a ways to go, buddy. You got a ways to go. But good job. You're definitely bringing some of it back. Path to redemption, dog.
Identical to Dominion Voting's 2023 defamation settlement with Fox News. And just to break that down, Dominion Voting Machines filed a $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit against Fox.
Yeah, and by the way, defamation is actually incredibly hard to prove, right? In a defamation lawsuit, you have to show that the person that was doing it to you was doing it maliciously. You have to show that they caused you to lose money. There's 4 or 5 different things that you have to prove in a defamation lawsuit. And most defamation lawsuits are never make it to court, right? Like, they're thrown out of court, or generally they settle. But when they usually settle, they settle because it costs too much money to go to court, right? When they settled for the $787 million, that was 100% admit of guilt.
Because Fox News and every single anchor in a top-down way coordinated to lie about Dominion voting machines by saying they rigged the 2020 presidential election.
And did they settle? No, they didn't settle, right? It was they were found guilty of defamation, right?
Joe Biden's favor. Internal Fox News communications revealed that hosts, executives, everyone at the network knew these claims were false, but aired them anyways to retain viewers and to protect ratings.
Because it's fucking WWE for, well, I was going to say for fucking Trump supporters, but I think WWE is also for Trump supporters. I know some of you guys watch WWE. I'm not lumping you in with them.
And to protect the president at the time, his fragile ego. So now, Gavin Newsom is taking a page right out of Trump's media playbook and suing the media. He also echoes, with this case, he echoes a lot of the lawsuits that Donald Trump has filed against other media sources like ABC, like CNN. So this is a great example of Newsom punching back. The California government.
Yeah, that is smart. Because that is, yeah, Trump's overloading the judicial system with his suits, so you have to do the same right back against him. Yeah.
Governor accused Fox News of defamation in a lawsuit on Friday morning, alleging the network should fork over $787 million after host Jesse Waters
It was settled. Okay. Smartmatic. Yeah, okay.
claimed Newsom lied about his phone calls with Trump, who ordered the National Guard troops to Los Angeles. Newsom's lawyers argue that Jesse Waters' program misleadingly edited a video of Trump to support the claim, the same reason Trump has sued multiple media sources.
Yeah, that fucking Bernie Sanders, the one clip I saw was Bernie Sanders with Rogan, and Rogan's like, no, they like misleadingly edited Kamala Harris's answer to support for Israel on that ABC, and it was like, dude, she said the same thing just in longer words. Like the whole like defense that they're using against Kamala Harris in that edited interview is that if you listen to the whole answer, she sounds stupid, and it's like, yeah, maybe to you because you don't like people using lots of words. You're a three short grunts fucking moron. You want things to be like, lock her up, stop the still. That's like, so if a person uses more than fucking 3 words, everything sounds like some kind of rambling statement to you. That I've read her answer that she gave, and then I read the answer which was actually shown in the video, and it literally is just the answer with more words. That's all it is. The words that she uses are descriptives, or they are meant to, give some kind of like, idea as to why she thinks the way she does about it. Like, it's not like the 2 answers are different. It's the same fucking answer, just with more like descriptive language. It's fucking stupid.
And let's watch this video to see how it all began. And regularly, YouTube doesn't show a lot of my content to people. A lot of times, people have to seek out my content. So if you want to help beat the YouTube algorithm, beat MAGA Media, you can hit subscribe below and join the crew. It helps out a lot, and I appreciate all of you. So let's start with this clip right here. Then we can read the actual lawsuit.
Words, yeah.
Democrat governors let violence fester until finally Trump restored order. Trump's not waiting around this time. He says if it wasn't for him, L.A. would be up in smoke.
Called him up to tell him, got to do a better job. He's doing a bad job, causing a lot of death and a lot of potential.
Causing a lot of death. Jesus Christ.
Death. If we didn't send out the National Guard.
Timer, we're going to need a blue house and a blue Senate for that. Thank you for being over there on Twitch, though. Thank you.
And last time we gave him a little additional help. You would have, Los Angeles would be burning right now. The radical left.
Los Angeles would be burning. It's so fucking wild that people, like, I don't know how many people have actually been to Los Angeles, but I've been to Los Angeles, right? It's a fucking huge city. Huge. It's gigantic. Like, the idea that Los Angeles was burning is insane. Like, when the Palisades were on fire, right? The Palisades are a small part. It was a big enough part. But that was on fire. Like, if you were to say Los Angeles is burning when you're talking about the Palisades, I would be like, it's close enough. Like, that's pretty good. Some fucking Waymos being on fire is not Los Angeles burning. The majority of the protests that were happening down there were peaceful. And I'm not a person that sits here and says that every protest needs to be peaceful. I've never been that person. I believe there is a time where when people push across a certain line that you may get the physical side of me. So I don't have any reason to sit here and say that they weren't lighting shit on fire, because other than the fact that I think that most of the time people light the wrong shit on fire. Like, you stop burning down the fucking, the fucking Lowe's that your fucking uncle works at. That's bad. Stop destroying your own communities. I'm not the person that usually will give much pushback to people breaking shit. I just think they should stop breaking their own shit. So I don't have any fucking reason to sit here and say anything different. Like, it wasn't on fire. It fucking wasn't on fire. Not even by, like, the wildest of fucking imaginations was it on fire.
It's usually radical left, and it's usually governors that are Democrat. and they don't want to call him in. They don't want to save lives. They don't want to save property. They don't want to call him in. I don't know what it is.
Okay, there are so many lies here. I don't even know where to begin, but let's rapid fire debunk them. When Trump says that he called Newsom and told him he's messing everything up, that never happened. Newsom called Trump a stone cold liar, and Newsom said, you know, the phone call was about everything but LA. Trump wanted to talk about everything but LA because he is a...
And we all know that's what Trump does. Have you guys seen the videos of Juventus, the soccer team? Like, so the soccer team of Juventus had to go... they were contractually obligated to go to the White House and stand behind Donald Trump while Donald Trump talked. If that's like Barack Obama or even George Bush, you know, they're like, the president's going to talk about like soccer, right? And like, wow, these guys are studs. Look at them. They're amazing. Like, boy, you guys, I bet you guys win a lot of games, blah, 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 shit like that. Trump literally started talking about bombing Iran in front of potentially people that are Iranian, right? Like, you have soccer players from around the world on these teams. In fact, there was 2 Americans on it, which is like, they're the best, obviously, my 2 Americans. And one of them in 2017 said a bunch of fucking negative shit about Trump. So that was amazing. But the soccer players are literally looking at him like uncomfortably. Like, they're like, why are we here? And then he stops talking about like Iran. And then he starts talking about transgenders in sports. And he's like, tell me, like, what do you guys think? You think a woman could make it on your team? And like, one of the soccer players is like, there's lots of good women soccer players. Like, he's like, oh, he's got a very diplomatic answer. He doesn't want to be canceled by the woke. Like the dude can never stay on fucking topic. When he says that when Trump called, he wanted to talk about anything but the riots, you can fucking imagine the conversation. It's not that far-fetched. It is actually more likely that Donald Trump called him during the protest and talked about like fucking deporting people or started talking about how he had won the 2020 election than actually talking about the riots. 100%.
Coward. Trump then claims that Newsom never wanted to mobilize forces. No, Newsom mobilized the LAPD and all resources necessary and quelled the problem. Trump also claims it would have... He keeps saying there would have been more deaths in the California wildfires if he didn't send the National Guard in. That is a lie.
Good job.
So Trump is sitting there lying.
You're helping me get monetized.
You see, this is what Jesse Waters says over the next 30 seconds or so that launched the lawsuit against him. Because Jesse Waters is lying right here. He's about to get Tucker Carlson. Make sure you drop a like on this video to boost it so we can make sure Jesse Waters gets Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson. Newsom responded, and he said there wasn't a phone call. He said Trump never called him. Not even a voicemail, he said. But John Roberts got Trump's call logs, and it shows Trump called him late Friday night, and they talked for 16 minutes. Why would Newsom lie and claim Trump never called him? Why would he do that?
Okay, so Jesse Waters right there is saying that Gavin Newsom is lying. Now, does that meet the standard for defamation? We'll figure out in court. But you can't just hurt somebody's political career, actively demean them, and say that they're lying when they're not, when it was the president that was lying. Because the reality is, that clip of Trump that we just watched, that was on June 10th.
Nah, it's Twitch.
He talked to Newsom the day before, yesterday, which heavily implies they spoke on June 9th, right? Trump also says in this fake fantasy June 9th phone call that he stood up to Newsom. He told Newsom off. Well, again, the phone call didn't exist, and Trump never said that on the phone call.
Gavin could have called up the Guard Friday night and could have stopped the violence and saved millions of dollars.
Oh, shit. What did I just do? That was not what...
Oh. $dollars in...
I'm pushing buttons. Drink! Technical difficulties.
Dollars in damages.
Didn't exist. He spoke on June 10th that he is that day that they're in court, but you can't just hurt somebody's political career, actively demean them, and say that they're lying when they're not, when it was the president that was lying. Because the reality is, that clip of Trump
it's a person talking.
Watched,
why do you guys never know that it's actually the person talking, but the restream bot
talked to
is
Newsom
pulling
the day
it over?
Before, yesterday, which heavily implies they spoke on June 9th, right? Trump also says in this fake fantasy June 9th phone call that he stood up to Newsom. He told Newsom off.
Of course
well,
he
again,
did.
The phone call didn't exist, and Trump never said that on the phone call.
Gavin could have called up the Guard Friday night and could have stopped the violence and saved millions of dollars in damages. But we're now on our 5th day of mayhem, and Newsom suing Trump to send the Guard home.
I mean, you want to talk about millions of dollars of waste, fraud, and abuse. What about sending the troops and the Marines? That's millions and millions.
Yeah, and they were never... It's like... So it's got this gigantic fucking crazy thing that's going on. The protesters are destroying the city. And then it just all stopped. I was in Bakersfield during the Rodney King riots, right? It doesn't just stop. It's just like everything's on fire and then everything's not. Don't worry. They're the fucking most aggressively gullible people. They are. They like literally seek out people to take advantage of them. Because there's no way, like Timer was just saying, there's no way that anybody should ever believe the crazy shit this guy says. And yet these people like seek it out. It's fucking insane. They are aggressively gullible. They don't just get taken advantage of. They seek a person to do it to them. They love this shit.
Of dollars of wasted resources. But read this very quickly. The Democratic likely presidential hopeful's request for damages is nearly identical to the $787 million sum Fox News paid Dominion voting systems. Kind of a masterclass play from Newsom. Quote, if Fox News wants to lie to the American people on Donald Trump's behalf, it should face consequences, just like it did in the Dominion case, Newsom told Politico in a statement. Until Fox is willing to be truthful, I will keep fighting against their propaganda machine. Public officials must clear an extremely high legal standard to prevail in defamation cases, but the lawsuit's filing marks a pointed escalation.
Oh, so that's even bigger, yeah, because he's a public figure. So I don't know if you know this or not, but like fucking celebrities and stuff like that, there's like a certain amount of harassment up to a certain level that they have to deal with because they are in the public view, right? So like there's this lady who had this weirdo fucking guy sending her all kinds of like messages on Facebook, and she was a public figure. So I think she had like either a restraining order against him or something else, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court decided, because she was a public figure, she couldn't have whatever it was against him because he's allowed to have access to her because she's a public figure. Now, he wasn't making like death threats, and he wasn't like, sending sexually explicit videos or pictures or anything like that. He was just like being weird. He was just like sending her like hello messages like over and over again. What are you doing? Like, why won't you answer my messages? Like, he had gotten a hold of like I think her Facebook profile or something like that. And so he was doing this over and over again. And the Supreme Court said, yeah, like that they could. So I'd imagine kind of like the same bar for a public official as well. A defamation case against a public official or from a public official against somebody is probably pretty hard to prove.
In Newsom's feud with the Republican president and his allies in the media, Newsom is suing in his personal capacity and has agreed to pay any possible fines or penalties from his campaign account, aides said.
LB, I love that you're watching Pisco. I like Pisco.
Any proceeds from the case to Newsom would be disseminated to anti-Trump cases. Amazing.
Perry, can you imagine? Dude, can you imagine what those fucking MAGA people are doing? Holy shit.
Newsom's suit echoes Trump's own lawsuits against major news networks like ABC, which agreed in December to pay $15 million to settle a defamation case over George Stephanopoulos' inaccurate claim.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about, Pinkerbell.
That Trump was found civilly liable for rape. He was actually found civilly liable for sexual abuse. So Trump is suing over the craziest, pettiest, smallest things. And Governor Newsom,
because it's what he's done his entire career,
actually has a solid case here. Trump, in another suit, accused CBS's 60 Minutes last fall of misleadingly editing an interview with former Vice President Kamala Harris. At least 2 executives from the company have since left their posts, and the unresolved CBS suit has become a central drama in the pending sale of a controlling stake in Paramount. Paramount is going through a merger, and they are bending the knee to the...
Yep. They don't want to. Who was it? It was like the 60 Minutes people like went off about the fact that they're bending the knee to Trump because really they want this merger to go through, a merger that Lena Khan and Joe Biden's administration wasn't going to allow, right? And so now they know that Trump will most likely allow it as long as they stay on the good side. It's like the corruption in this government is so like right out in front of everybody. And it's fucking insane. It's insane that a company can legit bend the knee right in front of everybody else to a president of the United States, and everybody's just okay with it. Because it's quid pro quo. Like, it's like insane. Like, if any Democratic president had done this, they would be fucking crucified. If Obama did this, he'd be fucking crucified.
The administration and top executives are now leaving. Here's how it all happened. A copy of Newsom's complaint filed in the Delaware Superior Court, the same state where Fox News is incorporated, claims he last spoke with Trump for approximately 16 minutes by phone on June 7th, one day before the president deployed the National Guard over Newsom's objections to quell the protests. Trump, however, told reporters on June 10th he had spoken with Newsom a day ago, implying the conversation took place the same day 700 Marines were deployed to Los Angeles. Newsom refuted Trump's claims in a post on X only minutes later. So Trump is not only lying about the timeline, but he's lying in a high-stakes manner about the timeline. He's implying that he told Newsom off after the Marines and National Guard were deployed,
Jesus Christ,
when this conversation happened at a completely different point in time. That evening, Waters played an edited clip of Trump's remarks on air before asking, quote, why would Newsom lie and claim Trump never called him? He simultaneously showed a screenshot of the president's call history on June 7th. We just watched that clip. Newsom's lawyers argue the incident meets the legal standard for defamation and potentially harmed the governor's standing with voters in future elections. Additionally, they claimed it violated California's unfair competition law, which outlaws, quote, deceptive and unfair business practices. Absolutely amazing. And I love to see the fight being taken back to the Trump admin, back to Fox News. Are we just supposed to let Trump and his admin endlessly sue ABC, CNN,
well, that's
60
what they
Minutes,
want.
Paramount, without anybody ever punching back for the relentless lies told by Fox? Dominion punched back. Now we have to continue to as well. If you want to help, then subscribe below. Join the Adam Mockler feed as we scale it. Love you all. And
don't forget to go sub to Adam Mockler. Yeah, and as I said this before, it's a bully administration, right? So everything they've done so far is all part of the Project 2025 idea. It was, from the very beginning, they said that they were working on executive orders, drafting executive orders long before Trump even won the presidency. They were prepping to do exactly what they have done, and that is within the first 180 days of him being in office, they wanted to have so many executive orders in the system and going that it was going to overwhelm the system. And then on the other side of that, when we're talking about not just like judiciary and we're not just talking about like administrative stuff, the other side of it is that they wanted to overwhelm human beings, us, the citizens. They wanted to overwhelm us with shock and awe. They wanted to do the fire hose thing. They wanted to push so much shit out so quickly that people would give up. You know, it's a lot like, from our point of view, it's a lot like Muhammad Ali. The best thing we can do with Trump and all of this bullshit is to rope-a-dope it, to withstand everything they have, because they're doing it in the hopes that you're going to be tired. But instead, you're going to put up a good defense, push back as much as possible, continue to be vocal and tell people about all the bullshit that's going on, file lawsuits, work hard against them, show up to ICE raids and get in the way, like whatever, you feel is the proper thing to do, right? This is not financial advice. Allegedly. Whatever you feel is the right way to defend against this administration's bullshit, that's what you're going to do. And what they're hoping is that they can just exhaust you and make you tired. And this kind of stuff from Gavin Newsom, and this is why so many of us have wanted to see more from the Democratic Party pushing back and doing things that make sense. Even I think I was disagreeing with Talia the other day about the impeachment proceedings, right? Because I feel like they're too symbolic and there's not enough substance behind it. But Talia has a good point, and that is that they're prepping the impeachment to see how many votes they can get and prepping Hakeem Jeffries. Just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean that it's not a good thing, right? Like, everybody should be taking their lane, getting in that lane, and putting as much pressure on this administration as they possibly can, because it shouldn't be a one-sided fight. It should be allow them to keep fucking swinging as hard as they want, throwing haymakers, and you keep pushing back in a way that makes sense to you, that does not exhaust you, because it is a marathon, it is not a sprint. So when you have people like Newsom pushing back on this, this is really good, because we want them defending themselves too, and we want to be doing it in a way that does not exhaust the people that are here. So good job on Gavin Newsom. He is actually doing something, so that's great. I'm glad to see that. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and check out that video on the screen now.